Alright, you guys, in this video we're going to talk about Google Ads onboarding for like local business clients for your agency. Now, we're currently live right now inside the Skool, so if you haven't joined the free community, please do. There's a free Google Ads course in there for local businesses, so make sure to check that out. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go over everything that happens whenever somebody agrees to do Google Ads with us at our agency. Okay, so yay, someone just agreed, right? Yay, cool. What do? We send an agreement / invoice to the user electronically on the call. So what does this look like, right? Right now, we use HighLevel for everything, including the sending of these agreements with the new client. You don't have to use HighLevel, you can use whatever you want, but we use it because it kind of does everything for us. And this is just an example of it inside of the HighLevel editor. So you can see we have our agency logo here. We have the product that they're buying. So in this case, it would be Google Ads campaign. Now, if you have other services like SEO, web design, you can add those on here, give different prices, and then you would have them sign electronically. You would obviously every agency is different in terms of what's inside of your agreement. You would put that in here, then send it off to them. Now, a few details on this. We only charge the setup fee up front. So when you make this contract, it's a one-time payment, and I'll show you that in a second. We don't do subscription until we're 100% sure that they want to continue, and we start it once the campaign launches. The reason we don't do subscriptions right now is because when they pay, that's not when the campaign launches. That's when we have to they pay for the setup fee. So we don't do subscriptions right up front because that doesn't make sense. So in HighLevel, all you would do is click this little icon. It says add new client, where you would manually enter in their name, email, and if they're already in the HighLevel system, you would just find them under contacts in this dropdown. Okay. As soon as they sign the electronic document, so that it'll send them an email and they will go ahead and sign electronically. Once they have signed and everything's completed, they will reach a thank you page, which is an invoice where they would input their credit card to pay. In HighLevel, this is super easy. You just click enable direct payment, and then as soon as they sign and hit continue, the next page is the page to pay and enter their payment information. So that is like the first step, right? Again, send them the contract or agreement, however your agency does it. And it's super easy to do that in HighLevel. Now, what I recommend is having a template, because it is so much faster to do and use, especially as you start getting more clients more often. So in HighLevel, again, this is just HighLevel specific, right? And different CRMs would be different, but you would go to payments, documents and contracts, and then templates, and then you would create it in here. And then anytime you sign up a new client, you just go here, click use template, and then start filling out all the information for the client. Now, if you have an existing PDF or document file, like from DocuSketch or something, you can import it into here by clicking this new icon, and it would basically, you can make your PDF editable and start customizing it a little bit more. So basically, my pro tip here is to make sure you make a template that's easy to use, easy to edit, and that time, every time someone signs up, it's super easy. You just use the template, replace all the information with the new client, and then there you go. All right, so the client pays, now what, right? So once the payment goes through, we do a mini kickoff call where we fill out a mini form. We used to do a long form. We don't do that anymore. It's just way too long. We have the client handle some of that information now, and we only do the important stuff. So let me go ahead and show you that. Once the payment goes through and this form is submitted, the HighLevel sub account is already created automatically. We don't have to do anything manually. You need the $497 a month plan for that, by the way. This is like a mini kickoff form example. So we just ask the basic information, like what's your name, business name, registered business address, what are they signing up for, right? If you're only Google Ads agency, you would do Google Ads, but we do SEO, web design, etc. So we ask what are they signing up for? And this is super important for Zapier, which I'll show you in a second. We ask like, all the other important information. We use HighLevel so they can log into their dashboard also. Some agencies don't do that, but we do. And in this form, we make sure they can log in successfully also. Here's where we also get access to the client's Google business profile, and then Google Ads account ID and Microsoft sometimes if we do that. Okay. And then we submit that kickoff form. Now, this is super important because once we submit that kickoff form, okay, that triggers another whole set of actions with Zapier. Zapier is super, super helpful. It would be hours of manual work if we didn't have it. Now, what you're about to see, it would look so much simpler if we had one agency, but this is what it looks like, okay? Basically, whenever somebody submits that form, which is this webhook in an automation in HighLevel, it creates the Google Drive folder automatically with the client's name. We send a ClickUp chat message saying, hey, we have a new client. We create their folder, which I'll talk about here in a second. And then you won't have a path here, but basically what happens is we create this list of tasks for the new Google Ads setup, and then we create a task in what we call RGY board, not important, and then create task for the PPC manager to assign to the PPC specialists. So let me go ahead and show you all of that. So if we go here, so in ClickUp, what that form does is it creates a client folder in ClickUp automatically, so with their client's name, so right here for example, and then it creates the lists for all the services they sign up for. Okay, so we have a Google Ads list, for example, if they sign up for Google Ads, Microsoft Ads, SEO, and web design, all of those lists would be created automatically in this folder, okay? And then in each of those lists, all of these tasks are already built out. So we have a list template inside of ClickUp, and these are all the tasks that need to be done for every new Google Ads client or every new SEO client, every new web design client. Each service has their own list of tasks. So again, it's going to create all of these tasks in their respective lists based on whatever services they signed up for. So let me go over that again in case you missed it. So whatever they select here, what services is the client signing up for, that will trigger this big zap, which is right here. So for example, if they sign up for Google Ads only, right, then the Google Ads list template would be created. If they sign up for Microsoft Ads, that would be created also, and so on and so forth. So Facebook ads, SEO, web design, all of the lists would be created automatically, and we have template tasks for all of those. So all the tasks would be, all of the setup SEO tasks would be in the SEO setup list. Same with web design, same with Microsoft Ads, same with Google Ads, okay? So all of that is, everything we've created is so it reduces the amount of manual work. This has been a lot of trial and error. It might change next time I do training on this, but this is what we have right now. I've always been, reiterating this kind of onboarding template just because onboarding is super important, but it's also a lot of manual work. We try to automate as much as possible, okay? So once this is created, there's another zap where it says right here, create a task for the PPC manager to go ahead and assign all the Google Ads tasks, right? All of these tasks will be assigned to the PPC specialist that is responsible or will be responsible for this new client. So we have set up the sub account in HighLevel, buy the tracking numbers, create the Google Ads conversion actions, fill out custom values, landing page conversion tracking, set up the Google Ads campaign, set up their marketing dashboard, and then all of the maintenance tasks are here, which will be assigned once the campaign is launched. So that is how we do that. And then finally, once they have logged, or once they filled this out, right, all of that happens in the background. They don't see any of that happening. Then finally, we have them log into HighLevel and show them the self-onboarding steps, okay? So this is an example of ours. Ours have changed recently, but this is a quick example. So we have them log into their HighLevel account where they have their own logins and they can only see certain things, right? They can only see their dashboards, their phone calls, and how many leads they got, basically. that's a high level feature. If you don't use high level, you won't have that. But basically, we give them onboarding steps that they have to do off the call. They're not going to do it with us on the call because it just wastes time. They are responsible for doing all of these tasks. Now, in the future, we're testing this out right now, so it might backfire, but right now there's just too many steps that it took too long. So we're just kind of putting these tasks in response and making the client responsible. So for example, they're going to get app or download the app so they can get app notifications because toll-free numbers and A2P takes forever. We have them fill out this form. So it's a onboarding form. It just asks some little extra questions that will allow us to do the setup faster. It's just like, do you offer same day appointments? Do you offer et cetera, just little client information for Google Ads. Then we show them how to upload their pictures and documents. For example, if they're a landscape client, please upload pictures of your team or you doing landscaping or roofing, plumbing, etc. Please upload them. Here's an example of how to do, or great photos that we've had from past clients or current clients, and here's how to upload them. And then it's look out for the pre-launch scheduling email from our account manager or one of them, and you will go ahead and there's information on that. And then here's a scheduling link if you need to talk to us for whatever reason. Here's an easy way to book with us. And then here's all of our contact information if you need to reach us for whatever reason, text, email, or a phone call. So if that's kind of what we show them before we hop off the call. Like, hey, please do these tasks. The faster you do this, the faster we can do your setup. And then finally, we like to set clear expectations of what's going on. So onboarding is super important because you have to set the right expectations. All of this is fine. This is all great. But if you don't set the right expectations for them, they're going to be in the dark. They're not going to know what's going on. So what we like to do on the call before this call ends is we tell them, hey, our setup will take X amount of days. So ours is like 1 to 2 days. Yours might be 7 days, 2 weeks right now. As you get better in your agency, the setup task will be a lot faster. So we say our setup will take X amount of days. We'll contact you for a pre-launch call. Okay. In the free course, there's a pre-launch checklist. So make sure to check that out if you haven't already. Please complete your onboarding steps as quickly as possible. The faster you do this, the faster we can launch. So again, we tell them, hey, can you please fill this out as fast as possible? It's on them. Okay. Again, this includes uploading pictures, filling out that survey or that form, and then always repeat to them how they can reach you. Okay. A lot of agencies are terrible at just customer service and being reachable. The bigger agencies, you have to go and be on hold forever. If you are super available, they will love that. So always remind them how they can reach you, whether it be text, email, phone call. Give them all the options and always repeat it to them because they're going to lose it. They're going to forget. So make sure to always repeat that, and they will love that, I promise. Now, let's say that's what now the call can end, right? You've set the expectations, what's going to happen. But now, what happens before the campaign launches, right? Because let's say it takes you 2 days, you contact them, hey, let's schedule our pre-launch call. Cool. The pre-launch call, what you're going to say is, as soon as you launch and they're cool with everything, you've shown them the landing page, you've shown them the form, and you tested a whole bunch of things, you're going to tell them, hey, the first week after we launch, it's probably going to be a bit slow, right? Because your campaign is going to go into a learning phase. And we always tell our clients, like, hey, the first 5 days are going to be slow. Don't freak out. It's okay. It's to be expected. After that, it should ramp up. If you do not tell them that and you hit the launch button and you just leave them in the dark, they're going to be like, what the hell? We just launched. What is happening? I'm expecting 100 leads right now. You have to set the expectation. Otherwise, it's not going to go well. Okay. Also, always repeat to them how they can reach you. Like always, like I said before, you need to be reachable, or at least they need to think that you're reachable at any time. Okay. If you don't do that, there's going to be a lot of headache. At least at the start, right? You're not going to be always the one responding to all the clients. But again, just to kind of go over everything really quickly. Cool, new lead agrees to sign up for Google Ads. We send the contract. We have a template to make it easy, and we use HighLevel for that. As soon as they pay, We have a mini kickoff form. Once they submit that form, that submits the Zap, which does a whole bunch of things in the background. It creates all of the tasks necessary for inside of ClickUp for our team to go ahead and do the setup. And it also makes a task for the manager in charge of that team to assign those tasks. So there's two parts there. You have to create the tasks, and then you have to have someone assign the tasks. That's very important. And all of that is automated for us. And then after that, we show them how to log into HighLevel and look at their dashboard, and then they do their own mini onboarding, their self-onboarding. They onboard themselves, basically. They learn how to upload pictures and share documents with us. They know how to log in. They fill out a form, and then we set expectations. And so that's pretty much it for onboarding for Google Ads. There's a lot more I can go in depth. Each of those steps have like a million mini steps, but if you guys want to learn more about that, just let me know. I can make more in-depth training, but I hope you guys like that. If you guys like that, leave a like, subscribe, and if you are part of the Skool community, make sure to join these trainings if you like, and you can ask me questions at any time. So thanks.